Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on, guys? It's Filthy and I'm back with another video. Today we're looking at the reasons why you might want to play Diablo 3 in 2020. Now this is primarily aimed at anybody who's maybe gone away from the game, maybe you haven't been around since vanilla, maybe you've skipped the last few seasons and you just want to know what's going on, or maybe you're a new player and you consider picking up the game. Now I'm going to be open and honest with this. I'm obviously very biased in this. I'm a Diablo 3 content creator. I've been enjoying making YouTube videos for about 18 months, maybe 2 years now. I've recently started streaming on Twitch, so I do love the game an awful lot. But I thought maybe we'll come up with a list of some things that might want to draw you into the game, talk about some of the recent changes, talk about some of the balances, and talk about where the game's going and why I think now is a good time to come back or to start as a fresh character. So let's just jump in and have a look-see. Now the first reason I think this game is in a good spot is because every class in the game now has a new set. So this season I've really enjoyed playing the Demon Hunter with the new Gears of the Dreadlands set. Now this is kind of based on strafe, so you whirlwind around firing projectiles. It's very fast, it's very fun, and it is super powerful. And I'd say as a casual player, pound for pound, it's arguably the best build in the game, so that's been an awful lot of fun. Now the Necromancer also got a new set this time, so that is the Masquerade of Burning Carnival. And this works off your simulacrums. You get these two dudes with you, one is made of blood and one is made of bone. And they fire out super juice bone spears, so it's a lot of fun. It's again quite fast. As a casual player, it's a great set. Possibly not if you want to push to the ends of the earth with it. It's not one of the strongest things in the game, but it is an awful lot of fun. One of the reasons it is good is because Necromancer has generally been a very squishy class, and this is a very tanky set, so it has been a good addition to the game. I do think they might rework it moving forward in further patch cycles, but I've still enjoyed it a lot and it has been a lot of fun. Now last season we got a real bomb for the Witch Doctor, which was the Mundanugu set. Now this worked around Spirit Barrage, again another visually very appealing set. Spirits, all sorts of stuff going off on the screen, big explosions, really nice. So again, that is probably the top build for the Witch Doctor at the moment. So that's 2 out of these 3 new sets are probably absolutely A-OK top. Now we have also had some other sets for other classes. Again, last season we had Hydra for Wizard. This one maybe fell a little flat. I enjoyed it again personally. I think as a casual player it's a good set because you get to pop your Hydras down. They do an awful lot of damage. Again, it's a very tanky set, so it does kind of help that casual player out just that little bit with the damage reduction. Again, it's not like the A build for the Wizard, so it might well get looked at in the future, but again, it's another interesting set to play with. And then previous to that, we've had the Aegis of Valor for the Crusader. Now this is probably the top build for the Crusader. A shotgun build, so you blast out like holy rays from your shield, which is really nice, and it's got a delicious looking speed build where you can just pretend that you're Thor from the Avengers, lightning flashing all over the screen, and that dumps out quite a lot of damage, very fast, and that is a lot of fun. Barb got a Savage set, so this is based on Frenzy, so if you played back in the day Frenzy Barb, then this is alive and well. This is a very strong build, probably more of a solo push rather than anything, so maybe not the most casual friendly, but still interesting to have the Frenzy Savage set back. And then the final one we've got is the Monk, so this was the Patterns of Justice. Top build for this is Tempest Rush. Now this isn't the top build for the Monk. Tempest Rush is actually used on another set, but where this comes in again for casual play is that it does have a lot of move speed in it, so it is faster than the Samuku variants. Again, another very fun build. So I'd say out of the new sets, lots of them are actually really fast, lots of them are really fun, and they are all very powerful. So if you haven't played for a while, you can come back and you've got all these goodies waiting for you. So I'm kind of hopeful that maybe we get these new sets in the rotation for the Hadric's Journey at some point, so that's where you get your free set for competing in a season. Not sure when that will be. Fingers crossed it is next season, but yeah, there's a lot of new sets and stuff to play with, which is all obviously very good. Now the second reason I think this game is in a very good spot, again mainly from a casual perspective, is that GR100 is now very accessible to every single class. So I've played a lot more this season than I do normally, presumably because I've started streaming, but even in the last couple of seasons, getting up to that tier 100 has been a very achievable goal as a casual player. It does feel nice to get to that. It's a nice round 100 number. It means you can get your gems up, so you can grow a very powerful character. Now I do think that we've got a lot of room to grow in the game. Obviously 150 is the natural cap to it, but it is pretty good that I'd say pretty much anybody can pick any single class in this game and you will be able to construct some form of build that will go over 100 without too much effort. Now it's not completely for free. I wouldn't say there's any set that you can just stick on and 0 Paragon, you'll clear 100. So it is a kind of nice progression up to it, but I would say as a casual player, it is definitely achievable with any single class. So Necromancer, Wizard, Barbarian, Crusader, Monk, Demon Hunter, Witch Doctor, whichever one you want to go for, you will be able to get past that 100 barrier. So I do think that is pretty good. If you come back, the power creep will allow you to feel pretty godly. So that's quite nice. Now the third reason I think this game is in a good spot is because it looks like Blizzard is moving to fix some of the grouping XP messes. Now for a long time we've had rat runs. It's not something I've done, I haven't grouped too much, I've primarily been a solo player, but most people seem to be fed up with rat runs because it has been the fastest way to group to get XP for many years now. Now Blizzard have actually made changes to nerf this. It probably still is the fastest thing in the game for XP, but nobody's playing it at the moment, and the reason not many people are playing it is because we've had new things like the Demon Hunter has got a ZDH build, so you can run a full support build on the Demon Hunter Gears of Dreadlands. That's something I've enjoyed doing personally. It's been very fun and very fast. And with rat runs having direct nerfs to some of the items, it does look to me like Blizzard is trying to shake up the kind of 4-player meta. So if you are interested in playing online in groups, if let's say you went away from the game because you were a little fed up with the staleness of rat runs, well, I think they're going to be gone, and I do see Blizzard moving in future patches to make this even more go away from rats, so just more variability. So we've got Demon Hunter can do support, we've got Monk, Barb, they can do support. I'm hoping that we're going to get some more mixing up of classes so that maybe we could get Crusader doing some support, and just so that we can get to the game to a point whereby you can pick any class, and if you want to jump into a group, you're going to have options. And I would say at the moment, this is probably the best state the game's been in for grouping. You do have options pretty much for every class you can get into a group, albeit Wizard is particularly difficult. Again, I do think that will be addressed in the next patch, so I think Blizzard's commitment to changing the XP meta is a good thing. I'm excited to see what next season is going to bring, and I'm excited to maybe give a few different playstyles a try, so that is reason number 3. Now, kind of linking to this, the fourth reason I think now is a great time to pick up Diablo 3 and come back to the game or buy it as new, is that we are getting quite a lot of ongoing balance changes. Now, the Classics game team have done a fantastic job over the last 12-18 months for this game. There's been so much content for me to cover. I've really enjoyed it. It's been an awful lot of changes. Now we've had changes to lots of the sets, we've had some mechanical changes in terms of how skills have functioned, we've had number changes on the items, so bringing past builds back up to relevance. We've also had new affixes on lots of legendary items, so that I think is pretty good. So a good example, I play a lot of Necromancer. It's my favourite class in the game, but it's always been really squishy. It's been very hard for me to go past 100 too much because it is squish. But with the changes to some of the items now, we can do 125 in a 4-man group. I can probably do 120 and survive as a Necromancer. And it's things like that where Blizzard are moving to make this game just better overall in general. So we've also got some new interesting powers. So useless amulets, useless, pants, pelts, all sorts of stuff that didn't have any affixes on are now getting stuff on. So the items that are being added to the game have actually been really good over the last few patches. So I'm, again, very excited to see what they're going to come up with for the next patch cycle. But it does look like we're going to get at least some new affixes on legendary items. So that means every time you come back for a new season and a new patch, there's new goodies, there's new toys to play with, there's a reason to find some items. And that is one of the reasons that I keep playing. Now the fifth reason, this is quite an old one, this has been around for a little while, but again, maybe if you were left at vanilla, you might not necessarily know about that, and that is the Legacy of Dreams gem. Now this gem I just think is absolutely wonderful. It is a way that you can completely forget the season journey and you can build a character completely bespoke with whatever the game drops you. So the way the gem works is as you increase its level and power, you get more damage. You also get some damage reduction. This is based on the legendary items you have. Now obviously there are meta builds, there are best in slot items, but if you want to build a character slowly from the start of the season till the end and you just want to grow in power as you go, even as a super casual player, you can do that. You can find items and you can work with what the game gives you. That's what I'm doing on my Wizard, on my hardcore Let's Play series on Twitch. It's how I start every season as the Necromancer. I just like finding those items, getting the big upgrades and going from there. So the Legacy of Dreams gem I do think is very good, because if you, let's say you don't like this game because it is set based, well, you can completely get around that, use this legendary gem. It now drops second GR, so second Greater Rift you do every season. And that's pretty good because it just means that if you want to go through that kind of slower progression, you absolutely can. You've got great flexibility with it. So I'd say that probably, for me, has been probably the best single addition to the game in probably about the last 12-18 months. Now, the sixth reason is going to be the season themes. Now, this season theme has been a little bit controversial. Some people really don't like it. I'm not too bothered one way or the other. It's maybe not had the impact I kind of hoped it would do for me. But obviously some people are getting great value out of it. Now, the way this season works is you get a dynamic screen effect every couple of minutes, depending on how many kills you've made. But what I would say is some of the recent season themes have been really good. So the cube one last season, where Kanai's cube was totally open, was brilliant. It just meant you could come up with lots of different build ideas, because whatever you wanted to stick in a cube, you could do so. You could go with 3 weapons, 3 armor pieces, 3 ring slots, just, you know, mix and match whatever you want. So that was really good. And the one before that, the kill streaks, again, was a really fun season. You basically went through the map, got loads of kills, and got loads of like on-screen effects and a pretty decent damage buff and speed as well. So season themes I think have come a long way since the first one, which, you know, looking back, Double Goblins doesn't seem strong enough to be a season theme, and I am really excited to see what next season's going to bring. So maybe this season again didn't quite pan out as maybe I thought it would, but again, it has shaken up the game. It's given people a different way to play. But as I say, I can understand why some people don't like it. But it is good that they're pushing the envelope. Every season has been quite different over the last 3 or 4 seasons. And it has been pretty nice to play just some different things. So kill streaks, you know, hopscotch circles, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, the season themes have been good so far. And they do seem to, on the whole, the overall trajectory from Double Goblins, Double Bounty Mats up to where we are today has been a positive one, and I'm hoping that next season will be strong as well. Now, I'm going to give you 2 little bonus reasons just in case you've been away from the game for a long time. Now, obviously, if you've been playing a little bit recently, you'll know both these things. But the first one is the Torment difficulty has now been increased up to Torment 16. It used to be T13 for a while. I think it was maybe T10 at one point, but it's now all the way up to T16. Now this is actually quietly quite a good change, because you get loads of keys and loads of mats from doing T16. So what it means is you can spend more time just grinding those greater rifts, and the rift system I think is probably one of the greatest endgame things out there. I really enjoy playing it. I enjoy smashing the rifts really quickly and just blowing up everything on the screen. So the more time I can spend doing that, the happier I am playing the game. So T16 has been a pretty good addition. And then the final one is primals. So now you can get an item that will drop on the ground if it is primal, which is a really low chance. It's like somewhere between 1 in 400, 1 in 800 that the game will drop you a primal whenever you get a legendary item. It basically drops with perfect stats. Now, you can get primals that don't work too well, so you might have bad stats on it, but it's just a good loot grind, good loot chase to find that perfect item with the perfect stats. And now that we get this lovely little pentagram on the map, a huge red beam in the sky, it's a very satisfying feeling to find one. I talk about them all the time on stream. Chat is always telling me off saying I mention primals too much, but it is nice to have that kind of loot change. So that's again another fairly recent addition. So there we are. All in all, I'm really happy with the game at the moment. Again, GG's to the Classic Games team. They've done a very good job overall looking at the balance that we've got to the game. It does look like we're going to get more balance moving forwards, so the classes will probably be balanced between each other, and hopefully the builds intra-class will be brought up as well. So I'm excited to see where they go. But overall, there's been a lot more content than I thought there probably would have been over the last 18 months. And the game, for me, is in a very good spot. So I hope you do come and check the game out. Look me up on Twitch if you want to come say hi. That obviously would be awesome. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if you're a Path of Exile fan and you stayed till the end, well, yeah, congrats. I respect you. Take it easy, guys. Peace.